The cock crowed before dawn, echoing through the silent village. The air was cold, and the mist was thick like smoke from unseen fires. Before the eastern sky turned red, the young men had already gathered at the edge of the evil forest, their charms tied, their hearts trembling but steady. Mothers watched from afar, whispering prayers. The chief priest lifted his staff and said, "The gods are watching, only the pure shall return." At his command, the drums began, slow, heavy beats that sounded like the heartbeat of the earth itself. One by one, the men stepped into the forest, their forms swallowed by the mist. Ikenna was among them, quiet and focused, his eyes filled with faith rather than fear. The deeper they went, the darker it became. The trees grew taller, their roots twisted like the arms of spirits. Hey there! Before we dive into today's story, if this is your first time watching Visking TV, please click the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss any of our amazing stories. Alright, let's continue. Suddenly, soft voices began to whisper from every direction. Some gentle, some angry, all calling their names. "Ikenna, Chaik, my son, come closer." The voices sounded like their loved ones' mothers, sisters, even dead friends. One of the men, Okafor, ran forward shouting, "Mama, Mama, I'm here!" The moment he vanished into the mist, his scream pierced the forest, then silence. The others froze in terror. Ikenna shut his eyes and remembered Gozi's words. "Be kind to the spirits. They know you." He spoke gently to the air. "Spirits of this land, I come not to disturb you, but to fulfill the will of the gods." The whispers faded. The wind calmed. The path cleared before him. After hours of walking, the mist thickened until nothing could be seen. Each man stood alone, thinking he was still with the group. In the silence, strange visions appeared before them. One man saw a pile of gold and rushed forward, laughing greedily, only to fall into a pit of thorns. Another saw his late father calling him home. He followed and was never seen again. Ikenna too saw something. Before him appeared Princess Adaku, chained and crying. "Help me, Ikenna," she said softly. "They have taken me." His heart burned. He ran forward but stopped suddenly. Her shadow did not touch the ground. Her eyes glowed red. Ikenna took a deep breath and muttered, "This is not her." At once, the image vanished like smoke, and a narrow bridge appeared in its place. He crossed safely to the other side. The gods had tested his wisdom and he had passed. Not long after, he reached a great clearing where a mighty leopard stood, its eyes shining like fire. The beast spoke in a deep, human voice, "Who dares enter my domain?" The men who were with him drew their machetes and attacked. The leopard roared, striking them down with one swipe. Only Ikenna remained, trembling but calm. He dropped to his knees and bowed. "I am Ikenna, son of Okuri. I seek not to fight but to serve the will of the gods." The leopard circled him, sniffing the air. Then it spoke again. "Many come here with blood in their hearts, but yours is clean." The animal turned into an old man dressed in white. He placed a hand on Ikenna's head and said, "Follow the path of light. The calabash awaits." Then he vanished into dust that shone like stars. As Ikenna continued, he came to a river that blazed like 1,000 lamps. The flames danced across the water, and there was no bridge, no boat, only heat and danger. He heard the voice of the chief priest in his memory. "The fire will not burn truth." He knelt and whispered, "I have nothing but truth." Then, with each word of truth he spoke, "I came in peace. I seek the will of the gods. My heart is pure." Stones rose from the flames, glowing beneath his feet. Step by step, he crossed safely to the other side. The forest grew silent again. The mist lifted to reveal a small shrine covered in ancient carvings. In the middle floated the Golden Calabash, glowing softly, surrounded by spirits in white robes. One spirit spoke, "The gods demand a sacrifice. Offer what you value most." Ikenna knelt and thought of his sister, his land, and his simple life. Tears filled his eyes. "I offer my heart," he said. "If I must rule, let it be not for wealth or pride, but to serve the people." Thunder rolled through the forest. The spirits bowed and disappeared. The calabash gently floated into his hands. At that moment, the forest brightened, the trees looked greener, the air lighter. The curse had lifted. When Ikenna emerged from the forest, the sun was already high. The people gasped when they saw him dirty, bleeding, but alive, and holding the golden calabash. Only 2 other men returned, wounded and trembling. The crowd began to chant, "Ikenna! Ikenna!" The king's eyes filled with tears, and Princess Adaku ran to him, unable to hide her joy. But not everyone was happy. Among the surviving contestants was Dyke, a proud warrior who could not accept defeat. His eyes burned with envy. Later that evening, when Ikenna was resting, Dyke gathered some men and whispered, "No farmer can survive that forest. He used dark charms. We must expose him before he brings doom upon Umugba." And so, while the palace celebrated Ikenna's triumph, a shadow of jealousy began to spread, setting the stage for the final test that would reveal who truly deserved the crown.